Hello everyone, I am your host Rion of Bahamut, and this is Let's Play Warriors Orochi 3. The Warriors Orochi series is the amalgamation of two series. The Dynasty Warrior series, which is primarily based off the novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and the Samurai series, which is based around the Age of Warring States in Japan's history. The main plot of the series is that the villainous Orochi has used his powers to alter space and time to drag warriors from the Dynasty and Samurai series together and fight all these series because he was bored. Orochi 1 ended with Orochi slain, but everyone was still trapped in the amalgam world and his strategist Daji was still free to cause mischief. In Orochi 2, Daji recruited the demonic Kiyomori Taira and Sun Wukong to help her revive Orochi. Orochi came back and then he was quickly slain again. Which brings us to the current installment of Warriors Orochi 3. This time even more worlds are being brought into the chaos and new characters from other series joining in. Now we aren't playing this version of the game because it got an update to Ultimate. This added even more characters, game modes, and 4 more chapters to the storyline. Now I have been a fan of the Dynasty Warriors series since the 3rd installment on the PlayStation 2 and played a couple of the Samurai Warriors games, so I like these games quite a bit. This will be mostly a blind run for the new content since I haven't played past the 3rd chapter yet. And since there are so many characters in these games, I will be trying to show them all off as best I can. Since the game lets you take 3 characters out a mission, I'll designate one in a fairly permanent slot in the group, and the other 2 will be traded out every mission. Once a character leaves the team, they are no longer usable with possible exceptions for dramatic reasons. So, let's dive right in and see what new devilish scheme the nefarious Ophidian army has for us.
魔王オロチとの戦いから数年の後、三国と戦国の英雄たちは突如滅亡の危機を迎えていた。八種の大蛇にも似たそれは城を襲い町を食らった。また復活を遂げていた魔人平清盛のもとに妖魔が集結、妖者と呼応して人間に襲いかかった。この危機に生き残った人間は国を越えて結束する。だが妖者はあまりに強大であり、生存者はあまりに少なかった。この絶望的な状況を覆すため、残された方法は一つ。妖魔の本拠地に潜入し、敵の要たる妖者を討つのである。たとえそれが無謀な賭けに等しくとも。生き残った最後の英傑、馬長、司馬将、竹中半兵衛の3人は決死の覚悟を持って作戦に臨むのだった。
城を丸飲みするような化け物相手に戦を仕掛けるか。
勝てる可能性は低いけど仕方ないよね。俺たちにはもう後がない。これが生き延びる可能性の一番高い方法なんだから。
希望を見失うな。勝機は我らの部で引き寄せるのだ。 ああ、やるしかないんだ。やってやるさ。
And we are dropped right into the middle of the action. Quick little rundown on the controls first. Left stick is for running around, right stick controls the camera, X is for jumping around, and square is the attack button for your basic combos or S string. Hitting triangle is what lets us do our charge attacks, and hitting circle lets us whip out our big Musou attacks. They're big, flashy, and do tons of damage and are usually awesome. Hitting L2 and R2 lets us swap our characters out, and R1 lets us use their special attack skill. Finally, you can hit down, and everybody can join the party. I also want to say how much I love this opening. Everyone but these three from the main cast are dead or worse, as we will see later, and we have nothing but a really desperate and stupid plan to work with. Thankfully, it seems like the demon army's leader and the main units are not at home, so we at least have that going for us. And Chao's main plan is, of course, to charge the 8-headed monstrosity. I see no ways that this plan could possibly go wrong. Other than the fact that we are charging an 8-headed Godzilla with swords and spears. Oh yeah, it's also sitting in the middle of a lake of lava over here. Now Chao, I dubbed this charge plan so stupid that I dubbed the Leroy Jenkins. And now we get to run right by the Hydra who's breathing fire on all of us! Wait a minute, Henbei, you mean you really were backing Ma Chao's charge plan until you noticed the enemy shooting at us with ballistas? On top of that, no one thought to bring our own siege machines to try and fight this thing from a distance? And it looks like the Hydra just ate or roasted Wang Jing to death. So now we have to get through this gate up here, kill the officers in charge of the ballista, all while a pissed off 8-headed dragon is trying to kill us. Thankfully, a little Musou action will get us through one of these obstacles fairly quickly. And that officer dropped one of the nicest items in the game. After picking up a gold scroll, for the next 20 seconds, anything that dies will drop a lot of experience. And of course will always come out when almost everything is dead. And since we can't have nice things, the Hydra has decided to rain fireballs down on us for the sins of suddenly becoming over-leveled. But thankfully, Leroy Jenkins Musou is going to kill the officer in charge of the ballista really quickly. And just what this level needed was a rail shooter. A rail shooter where we seem to be shooting spit wads against a brick wall for all the damage we were doing. Since it seems like we're going to be here for a while, I'll quickly explain the warrior typing. Every character is classified as power, speed, technique, or a wonder type, and every type has special benefits to it. Power types have really strong and costly R1s and don't flinch when hit. Speed type R1s are usually pretty weak and cheap, but they can jump out of their attack animations and perform an air dash. Technique types R1s are more middle of the road than power or speed types and do more damage against juggled enemies, and they have this little sidestep thing that they do, but it isn't really all that useful. Finally, wonder types R1s are a lot like technique types, and they do more damage against knocked back opponents, which I think means stunned, and when attacking can hit X to do a guard breaking dash forward. And good lord is this going nowhere fast. I've been railing on the Hydra this whole time and have done almost no damage to it. I am beginning to think we need a bigger ballista. Make that a new ballista. We really seem to be pushed against the wall at this point. I think we have about 4 living officers with us, and the rest have been slowly eaten or roasted alive by the Hydra. And it looks like Jiang Ming just joined them. Get used to hearing that wretched humans line there. You're going to hear it a lot, since at least half of the demon army says that after we beat them at some point. I have always been a bit confused on what exactly Henbei fights with. It's like a giant bladed sundial, so it's like he's killing people with his wristwatch. And thanks to that wonderful gold scroll earlier, I can show off one of my favorite attacks. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Human Surfer. The Human Surfer can also add summoning giant flaming balls to his list of superpowers. Now I could probably just run on through, but poor Leroy hasn't reached his kill quota, and that just won't stand. And who am I to take that away from him? Although he should probably be getting a move on, given that yet more officers are being horribly maimed by the Hydra. I think we're down to like 2 other guys now, so we're slowly running out of an army. Now we get to try to do the same exact thing with a more damaged ballista against a perfectly healthy Hydra head. Show of hands, who honestly thinks this is going to work? Oh, we do so little damage to the Hydra, I'm better off picking off the foot soldiers around me than shooting at the Hydra. And now we have lost our only other means of attacking Godzilla, so I think the plan has officially turned pear-shaped. And now we come to the only point that I don't really like about this opening mission. The way they introduce the villains outside of the Hydra is terrible. Kiyomori Taira is pretty much our main antagonist throughout the game, and he is only really introduced by floating head dialogue, when he should be showing up in a cutscene with the entire demon army at his back, making us realize how utterly screwed we are. One thing they did get right is that the army he comes with really does encourage us to run away, as all the guys in red armor take hits better than the officers we have been fighting. Seriously, I'm wailing on these red guys quite a bit, and yet Cottonmouth here is going to die first before most of the foot soldiers. But even though the game is yelling at us to run away as our allies die all around us, we can still run up here and try to kill Kiyomori. Oh, there's the demon bastard himself. Let's let Henbei get the opening shots in to weaken him up, and then really go to work on him. This is the true triple attack. Whenever the green bar around the character portraits is full, we hit L2 and R2 and we enter triple attack mode. Anything we touch or hit turns blue and looks like they go into bullet time. And then they all get gathered up in the middle, everyone smacks them around, and lasers from heaven! And with that, Kiyomori has been vanquished. Of course, the super army is still alive and kicking, so we should probably get a move on after all. And now we find out Kiyomori is completely and totally immortal. We can kill him as many times and ways as we want, and he will always come back for more. I have also had him start chasing me all the way to the escape point, and if he decided to bust out his own Miso, it is pretty much a guaranteed one-hit kill. Not that I have ever had that happen to me at any point in time. And even when being chased, I will pretty much always try to run down and kill officers, because taking them out gives either experience, gold scrolls, new weapons, or some other goodies, so it's usually a good idea to try to kill them whenever you spot one. And here's the number 2 failing point of this mission. Daji is the Demon Army's main strategist and was pretty much the main villain you fought in the original Warriors Orochi. She should get a cutscene of her showing up with a ton of guys cutting off her escape to increase the "you are screwed" levels.
もうあんな化け蛇が出てくるんだ。今さら1000人くらいで驚かないが、俺たちを助けてくれるのか？
さようにございます。かのようじゃ、今の皆様方のお力では到底叶うものではございませぬ。過去へ渡りお味方を増やされますよう、私がそのお手伝いをいたします。
話が唐突すぎてついていけないんだけど。
満言を尽くしてもご理解は得られますまい。されば少佐をお見せしましょう。
And the mysterious Kaguya has joined up, increasing us to 4 playable officers. This is pretty much the only time I will be showing off the battle results screens. I will show the character join messages, but leave out all the "you did X well" and got weapon X, Y, and Z, and unlocked wallpapers and cards and stuff for the level editor. They aren't really necessary, so I'll just be cutting them out to streamline things a bit.
ここは俺たちの陣地か？
バカな！幼者に挑む際引き払ったはずだ。それがなぜここにある？
俺たちが時間を戻ったんだろうな。これがかぐやの言った少佐なんだろ
う。本当に過去へ戻れるというのか？ならば俺は幼者出現の後、この地へ至る前のことだ。俺は仲間と共に小田原城を目指していた。その途上、医療の地で襲撃を受け、そして俺は一人生き延びてしまった。俺は仲間を救いたい。頼む、その時へ戻してくれ。
承知いたしました。では後陣にお進みください。
So, thanks to the Mystic Kaguya, we are sent back in time to our base, which is kind of a shithole. We got a blacksmith, who I'll be talking about later, a bridge with no railing over a chasm of lava, which I'm sure is not up to OSHA standards, and a portal to take us back in time. So I hope you will stick around for my first episode of Why the Hell Do We Care, where we will learn more about our intrepid heroes and what they did in their games. Thank you for watching my first video and my first LP, and I hope you will continue to watch my adventures in time. I'm Rion of Bahamut, and stay crazy, people.